Dear students, today I am going to discuss a new topic, that's program evaluation and review technique. It's also usually we are telling it as PERT, or it's one of the network analysis. It is one of the technique for operational control measure. Okay, in that operational control measure it's included PERT, Gantt chart, benchmarking and MPO. So these all are the some of the examples for control techniques. So this is the most recent and advanced technique for logistics. Logistic means planning, scheduling and controlling, okay, of any program or project. Okay, so this technique has replaced the traditional flowchart method of budgeting activities about the time. Okay, this is the modern or latest method. So we can utilize it for a when we are going to start a new project. Okay, in any organization. So it's very useful for that. So here mainly it's represent the task and events. That's important thing, and we can see the meaning. Or definition of PERT, it's a model of analyze and represent the event. That's significant here. Involved in completion of a given program. Events are important here. Okay. So this first it was discussed by this Booz Allen Hamiltonian developed this PERT in 1958. Okay. So it's a refined milestone for the budgeting. So we can control a particular task related to the events and the time and the activity. I think this introduction is clear to you. Then we can see the purposes. What are the purposes of PERT? To minimize time and cost of completing a program. Okay. So later we will see what are the different types of time and all. So with minimum time, with a minimum cost, we can complete the program. Second purpose, to minimize ideal resources. So actually the resources what we require, that resources only we can use it here in the PERT. Okay. We are not stocking extra resources for that. We are not wasting money for that. Then to improve communication and coordination among different management levels. So because the plan time activity schedule is very specific, so we can very specifically or very time limited activities there. So there is a communication and a coordination among the different levels of management. Then to identify issues and obstacles. So before the beginning of the program or the project itself, we maybe identify the issues and obstacles. So we can eliminate that or we can overcome that. Next one is to monitor the work progress. So periodically we can monitor the work progress, because there is critical pathways there and non-critical pathways are there. So very easily we can monitor that. Then to complete project to minimize time. With the minimum time we can complete the task. So these all are the purposes of program evaluation and review technique. I think it's clear. Next we can see the features of PERT. Already I have told you it is a task oriented technique. So a particular task or event. Okay. Then it identify the events. Okay. What are the functions to be performed. Then it's a graphical representation, shows the relationship between the different various events. Then it is specify the time requires to complete each identified event. So this graph will show the duration for each event and how it is connected. Then it calculate the minimum time for project completion. So we are able to analyze that the minimum time and then the optimum time and then this pessimistic time, like that they have divided. So minimum time for the project completion we can analyze. Then it estimate time by 3 parameters. These 3 parameters, first one is the optimistic time, second is most likely time, third one is the pessimistic time. So what is optimistic time? That is a time estimation based on the assumption that everything will go per plan. So they are assuming that they are calculating the time for this function or this event. So they are thinking that everything will go as per the plan. Okay, that is known as optimistic time. Then what is most likely time? That is an estimate of time based on whether the time manager thinks that it is necessary to complete the task. Okay, that time what he is thinking about, that is the most likely time, and the last one is the pessimistic time. An estimate of time based on the assumption that some problems may occur, so this time may be varying. Okay, there is a limitation, cut off nammal parayana ari. So that is the pessimistic time. So these all are the 3 estimated time parameters: optimistic time, most likely time, and pessimistic time. So later we can see that how we can calculate it. I think these all are the features. Then comes some of the operational definitions. That means these terms. What do you mean by a program? Program means any task or event, that is a program. Program means it comprises many tasks and events. Then what do you mean by activity? An activity designated a task or a sub project of the total project. ഒരു സബ് ആക്ടിവിറ്റിക്കാണ് what we will call it as a project. ഒരു സബ് ആക്ടിവിറ്റിക്കാണ് നമ്മൾ എന്ത് പറയുന്നത്? ആക്ടിവിറ്റി എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. Then it is an action that goes on between the event with which an operation begins and the event with which it concludes. അപ്പോൾ ആ ആക്ഷൻ ഒരു ഈവൻ്റ് സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നതിനും അത് എൻഡ് ചെയ്യുന്നതിനും ഉള്ള ആ ഒരു പീരീഡിനാണ് നമ്മൾ ആക്ടിവിറ്റി എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. ടോട്ടൽ പ്രോജക്റ്റിൻ്റെ ചെറിയ ചെറിയ ആക്ടിവിറ്റി ആയിട്ടാണ് വി ഹാവ് ഡിവൈഡഡ്. Then event means an event is to start and to finish. Okay, an event is to start. So an event is to start to finish. That means it terminate one activity and simultaneously represent the beginning of another event. Okay, we will see the picture later. Okay, that is the event. Then a PERT event means a PERT event represents the beginning or completion of a task or more task. PERT event means beginning or completion of a task. Then a predecessor event. Predecessor event means an event that comes immediately before another event. Okay, വൺ ഈവൻറ്റിന് തൊട്ട് മുമ്പ് വരുന്ന ആ സ്റ്റേജിനാണ് നമ്മൾ predecessor event എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. Then successor event, an event that occurs quickly after another event. ഒരു ഈവൻറ്റിൻ്റെ just after that occurs, that's known as successor event. Then a PERT activity. PERT activity means it refers to a task that requires a fixed schedule and resource to carry out. Okay, we require a particular schedule and a resource. That's a PERT activity. Then comes critical activity. Critical activity has no slack time. So that is when we see the schematic representation, there comes the critical activity will follow 1, 2, 3 like that. Okay, then what is slack? Yes, slack means a time is taken to complete an event either on scheduled, that is a zero slack, ahead of schedule, that is a positive slack, or behind schedule, that is a negative slack. That means a time is taken to complete an event. അതിനാണ് നമ്മൾ slack എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. Okay. So a time is taken to complete an event either on scheduled time, that is zero slack, ahead of schedule, that means it's good, positive slack, and behind the schedule means negative slack. Okay, that's a slack. Then what is expected time of activity? Expected time of activity means a predicted time required to complete a given task. So we are predicting that this is the approximate time. That is known as expected time of activity, based on the assumption that everything will go per plan. So during the planning stage, we are planning that project and we are assuming that it will complete by time. So that time is the expected time of activity. Then expected time, it is the average time needed for a task if repeated. If we are repeating the task, then that time is known as expected time. So these all are the some of the operational definitions: program, activity, event, a PERT event, predecessor event, successor event, PERT activity and critical activity, slack, expected time of activity and expected time. I think it's clear. So then we can move on to the PERT flow chart and after that the steps. Okay, the PERT flow chart shows here comes some circles are there. All of you can see that some circles. These circles indicate the starting and finishing time of the task. ഈ ഓരോ സർക്കിളും ഫസ്റ്റ് സർക്കിൾ ഒരു ടാസ്ക് സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്തു, സെക്കൻഡ് സർക്കിളിൽ ആ ടാസ്ക് ഫിനിഷ് ചെയ്തു. അതാണ് സർക്കിൾസ്. ഓക്കെ, സ്റ്റാർട്ടിങ് ആൻഡ് ഫിനിഷിങ് ഓഫ് ദ ടാസ്ക്. ദെൻ ആരോ, ഓരോ ആരോ മാർക്ക് കണ്ടല്ലോ. ദീസ് ആരോ റെപ്രസെൻറ്റ് ദ ടാസ്ക് ടൈം കൺസെപ്ഷൻ. ഓക്കെ, ടാസ്ക് ടൈം കൺസെപ്ഷനാണ് ഓരോ ആരോയും കൺസിഡർ ചെയ്യുന്നത്. ടാസ്ക് ടൈം എത്ര എടുക്കും, ടൈം കൺസെപ്ഷൻ. ദെൻ ദിസ് ആൽഫബറ്റ്സ്, alphabets indicate different tasks and the time required to carry out the activity by numbers. So this is the critical path. Critical path means if 1 is there, before it will reach to 2, it has to complete the task. That is the critical path task. Okay, 1, 2 may be somewhere else and 1 again it's given. So before we are reached to 2, we have to complete all these 1 numbers. That is known as, that's a carry out the activity by numbers. Different task and time required to carry out the activity by numbers. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ആ ക്രിട്ടിക്കൽ പാത്ത് ആണ്, അത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ടേ നമുക്ക് അടുത്തതിനകത്തേക്ക് പോകാൻ പറ്റത്തുള്ളൂ. 1 ഇട്ടേക്കുന്ന ആക്ടിവിറ്റി ആദ്യം തീർക്കണം, അത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ടേ നമുക്ക് 2 എന്നുള്ള ആക്ടിവിറ്റിയിലോട്ട് പോകാൻ സാധിക്കത്തുള്ളൂ. I think this flow chart is clear to you. Alphabets are different tasks. I think it's clear. Okay, then we can move on to the steps. So steps of PERT involve, first we have to define the objective of operation or the project. അത് വളരെ ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻ്റ് ആണ്. ആ പ്രോഗ്രാമിൻ്റെ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഓപ്പറേഷൻ്റെ ഒബ്ജക്റ്റീവ്സ് ഡിഫൈൻ ചെയ്ത്. സെക്കൻഡ്, identify and list down both critical and non-critical activities of the project. Previous സ്ലൈഡിൽ ഞാൻ കാണിച്ചായിരുന്നു ക്രിട്ടിക്കലും നോൺ ക്രിട്ടിക്കൽ ആയിട്ടുള്ള പോയിൻറ്റ്സ് ഈവൻസിനെ നമ്മൾ അറേഞ്ച് ചെയ്യുക. അതാണ് ഐഡൻറ്റിഫൈ ആൻഡ് ലിസ്റ്റ് ഡൗൺ. ഓക്കെ, സോ ക്രിട്ടിക്കൽ ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസ് ആർ മസ്റ്റ് ആണ്, അതാണ് നമുക്ക് സിഗ്നിഫിക്കൻറ്റ്. തേർഡ് വൺ, അറേഞ്ച് ഓൾ ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസ്. വി ഹാവ് ടു അറേഞ്ച് ഓൾ ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസ് ഇൻ എ technological sequence. Technological sequence means according to the arrangement of that. Okay, then locate both the predecessor and successor events in a sequential order. നമ്മൾ പ്രീവിയസ് സ്ലൈഡിൽ കണ്ടായിരുന്നു. predecessor eventsഉം successor eventsഉം ബിഗിനിങ്ങും എൻഡും നമ്മളത് അറേഞ്ച് ചെയ്യുക, സീക്വൻഷ്യൽ ഓർഡറിൽ അറേഞ്ച് ചെയ്യുക. ഓക്കെ, ദെൻ ചിലപ്പോൾ എ കഴിഞ്ഞ് ബി ആയിരിക്കണമെന്നില്ല. സോ വി ഹാവ് ടു അക്കോർഡിംഗ് ടു ദ ക്രിട്ടിക്കൽ പാത്ത് അനുസരിച്ച് നമ്മളതിനെ സീക്വൻഷ്യൽ വേയിൽ അറേഞ്ച് ചെയ്യുക. ദെൻ എസ്റ്റിമേറ്റ് ദ ടൈം ടു കംപ്ലീറ്റ് ഈച്ച് ആക്ടിവിറ്റി. Estimate the time to complete each activity by a formula is there, like the days, weeks and months, like that we are including that complete activity. Then we are calculating the optimistic time, that is O, and the least time of activity, that is pessimistic time, and then indicating the maximum time of activity, that's the most likely time, that is the M. So that lies between the two. Okay, optimistic time shows the least time of the activity, pessimistic time, then comes the most likely time, that is the average time. Okay, between the maximum and medium time. Okay, that's regarding the estimation of the time. I will show you the formula later. Then we are calculating the PERT time calculation is there. That formula I will show you later. So these all are the, then we are preparing a draft of the network diagram that already shown you. Then identify the critical path also, and then we are calculating the by using the standard deviation or calculate the variance using different formulas are there that will give you the exact time for each event and when to complete that event. Then I will show you the formula, PERT formula. Different formulas are maybe there. So this comes the PERT estimate E. It is based on the formula that includes your optimistic time estimate O, your most likely time estimate, that is M, and your pessimistic time is the P. So the basic equation is that E is equal to O plus 4M plus P by 6. That means E means PERT estimate and O means optimistic time estimate, and then 4 into M means or maximum or likely time estimate, that's then plus P means pessimistic time estimate, and then this maximum time is known, and then M means most likely time between the optimistic time and pessimistic time. M comes. Okay, 4M plus P divided by 6. So this is the formula to calculate the PERT. I think it's clear to you. Yes. Then what are the advantages of this PERT? We can see the advantages of, it's very simple and comprehensive and most accessible tool for organizational planning and management. That is very useful for, especially for a new project. It's very useful. That's why they have given here. It's a simple, comprehensive and most accessible tool. Okay. Then comes the essential for communication. It's very essential for communication among the different levels. Okay, and coordination among the different management levels. Then it is a helpful technique to identify various issues and problems during the process of this project. If any problem arises, they can identify it earlier itself. Then it provides grounds for evaluation. Okay, continuous monitoring and timely progress of the project, we can evaluate it, and a base for evaluation and control. Continuously we can monitor the progress of the project, and a base for the evaluation and control system also is there. These all are the advantages. So the basic limitations of this PERT, it has some limitations. The important and most difficult drawback of that is come in the way of time estimate for the completion of activities, because activities are of non-repetitive type. It's mainly we are using this for a new project. It's not a planned, that type of project we are utilizing this type of PERT analysis. So, we are not able to identify any drawback yet. Okay, so it's a non-repetitive type. Second drawback is that it is not useful for routine planning of recurring events. Okay, it's not useful for routine planning of the recurring events such as mass production, because once a repetitive sequence of events is clearly worked out, no elaborate continuous control is required. Once that event is planned and it's already settled and we have everything with us, the blueprint, then no need to repeat it. So there it's not necessary. So that is regarding the drawback. I think this portion is clear to you. So all of you just review that. It's usually they are asking the question PERT as a short note or differentiate between PERT and Gantt chart. I think it's clear. If you have not seen the previous videos, please subscribe my channel, and then I'll give you the next slides also. Okay, students. If you have any doubt, you can clarify it. Okay, bye. See you on with another slide.